Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Crown and today we are going to have some more stories that I hope that you will enjoy. But before we start, it would be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. These simple clicks would mean a lot to the future of this channel and really reward the effort that I put in every day. And now, without further ado, let's go! First story. Sorry, it is my cab. I was out earlier today to get some groceries. It was an eventful shopping for the few things I went out for. This happened when I tried to get in the cab I had called for myself. When my cab pulled up, it was one of the owners whom I'm good friends with, as well as her husband. I exclusively use their company and they will give me deals sometimes, like not charging for an extra passenger, or if they see me walking they will stop for me and not charge me. The cab driver, I will call Claudia, helped me load my groceries into the trunk of the car. I put the cart alongside the other cart, and when I went to get into the cab, there was a woman sitting there. She had locked the back door so I couldn't get in, and she stared straight ahead so she didn't make eye contact with me. I said to Claudia, "I thought I called for the cab. Who is that lady?" And Claudia looked in the backseat window on her side, and she said, "I don't know, but she's getting out. This is your ride." Claudia opened her door and nicely explained to the woman that the cab was already hired, so she had to get out. But she will get on the radio and get someone else there right away. And this woman was having none of it.
"I got in the cab first, so it's my cab. Just shut up and get in and take me to X place."
Claudia told her that she needed to get out because this cab was taken again, and tried to open the door to get the woman out, but every time she hit the unlock button, the woman would lock the doors faster than Claudia could unlock it and open it. Then Claudia just reached into the cab and took out the keys and told the woman she's calling the police if she doesn't exit right away. Then the woman lurched over the front seat and locked all the doors. Claudia had the keys and could have opened the lock at any time, but instead kept to her word and called the police. The police station is literally across the street from the shopping center, so they were there in less than 5 minutes. When they did arrive, we told them what was going on, and they ordered her out of the cab. She sat there stone-faced and ignored the 2 police officers completely. They got Claudia to unlock the doors and were quicker getting the door open than she was at locking it. One officer ordered her out of the cab. She turns to him and says,
"I'm not getting out. This is my cab, and I will stay. And that driver better get herself behind the wheel before I press charges."
At the same time as the first officer was talking to her, the other jumped in the back seat and basically shoved her out of the door. Once she and the second officer were out, the first officer shut the door and Claudia locked it. This woman may have been dressed like a lady, and to be honest, she wasn't hard on the eyes, but the gates of hell had just been opened. This complete psycho slapped the first officer and was turning to punch the other one when she froze and stiffened with the most annoying sounds coming from her as the second officer tased her. They put her in cuffs and had to wait for the ambulance for the taser barbs to be removed by an EMT. Claudia and I were told we can go, we weren't needed anymore. Since she assaulted an officer, our petite little squabble was nothing now. We still have to make statements, but those are going to wait until Monday. 1. So she can sit in jail all weekend. 2. Because it was near the end of their shifts. And by the time they would have done the paperwork, it would be quitting time for them anyway. And 3rd and most importantly, Claudia is the sister of the first officer. I'm sure Claudia will keep me posted on everything. And the good thing is, other than the entertainment, Claudia gave me a free drive home and helped me unload the groceries. I am glad I didn't buy ice cream. Next story. Entitled Woman Decides a Private Farm is a Petting Zoo. As I posted before, I bought a new house. And now we originally just bought the house, but after talking with the previous owner, he offered to sell us his small farm and the animals there. He's older and can't really care for them. We're still in the process of getting all the papers in order, but my partner has already started taking care of the farm. Our daughter Lily is absolutely in heaven. There is 2 new dogs that she just adores, and her favorite animal is a big draft horse that is the most gentle thing we've ever seen. I'm going to keep working from home, and my partner will be retiring way early to be a stay-at-home dad and take care of the farm. Now that's for background. The real start is coming. Not even an hour ago, we had a lovely specimen of the entitled genus basically jump the farm's fence with 7 kids in Scouts uniform. Not sure what troop. My fiancé noticed them and asked him what they were doing, and that the farm is private property. And the woman's response was just priceless.
We saw the little ducks and chicken and we want to pet them. It's clearly a petting zoo since they are here.
She pointed at Lily and I while we were brushing the horse. We tried to explain we were the owners, even though technically we're just caretakers for now, and that she was trespassing. Cue the biggest adult tantrum I heard. She demanded we let her in for free and give the kids free rides on the pony. Yep, not gonna happen. Draft horses are giants, and while they are gentle and could technically be ridden, a fall could cause serious injury, especially on 10-ish-year-old kids. My partner was amazing at dealing with her and simply said she had to leave or we would call the police. She kept shrieking that she would get him fired and that she was going to post a terrible review. A few cursed words were even added for dramatic effect. We were seriously about to call the police when we actually got very lucky. The old owner was bringing us some vet papers we needed to sign for the animals and saw the whole drama. He tore into her and made her leave in minutes. Then we went on with our business. My daughter, however, had the best input to the whole thing. "Mommy, I think that lady is strong in the dumb side." I blame her dad for that pun. Also, if anyone is curious, no, there is no petting zoos in the area we live in. Just a minor update. This happened a while ago and I forgot to add it. I tried contacting the scouts about this woman, and they were lovely. They reassured me they will file a report and make sure to tell all the leaders that my property was not open to the public. I told them if they wanted to go to the creek nearby that is on our property, or if they had an emergency near me, they were always welcome to ask first. I will not say no. But the farm and animals are of course out of the question for any kind of interaction. Next story. Beating a bicycle thief at their own game. Recently I ran across my original police report from this incident. This happened back in 2008 when I was a dog walker. Actually, I'm still a dog walker and I own my own business now, but that's beside the point. I'm biking my usual route on the north side of Chicago. Ride the bike, walk the dogs, ride the bike, and so on. I come out from one of my pup's houses to find my ride lock walk ride combo broken. My bike has vanished. I frantically look around and run up and down the alley like my bike is just playing a joke on me. It has just simply moved. It had not. Bikes are not sentient. It was gone, and the chain link fence unlocked it too, clearly cut. I immediately began scouring Craigslist and eBay. This bike was practically brand new, and I put a couple nifty custom pieces on it that made it easily identifiable, like red tire walls. Well, I found it on eBay, local pickup in Chicago, $300 cash, and I clicked that buy it now button with swiftness. I contacted the police to ask for help. This was a different, more innocent time, the early 2000s, and they agreed to accompany me to the meetup. They would stay out of view down the block, and once I had confirmed it was indeed my bike, the guy came riding up and I instantly knew it was my bike. I waved my arms to the cops waiting. I was so angry I didn't even try to be sly when I pinned down to read the serial number. Always keep your receipts, kids. but he'd scratched it off. Luckily, all the cops had to do was come screaming up with their lights on, and the guy immediately started with, "I didn't know it was stolen, I got it from someone else," and told me to just take it. I still have the bike to this day, though it's definitely not as new and snazzy looking as it once was. But then again, neither am I. I've also never locked my bike to a chain link fence ever again. Next story. Boss's boss made it clear I should only go to him for problems and questions. So when he went on vacation, I just let things burn. So a while back I got a new boss. Let's call him Ryan. And I tried to help Ryan get started and learn about our team. The usual. I have been with the company for a few years, so I thought he'd come to me with any questions or issues. Well, turns out Ryan didn't like me, and after only a couple of weeks, I learned he was talking about me behind my back to someone I knew who obviously immediately told me. Well, I went and told my boss's boss. Let's call this generic white guy Carl. And Carl's reaction did not care about me at all, but instead asked why Ryan was asking me questions in the first place. The scenario played out a few more times, usually with me chatting with someone and asking for help or clarity on something I was working on, only for Carl to find out and ask, "Why did you talk to so-and-so?" Especially if the question should have been answered by Ryan. I learned through the grapevine that Carl had fought really hard to hire Ryan. So clearly Carl did not want people to know how incompetent he and his new hire Ryan were. So I did as I was told and stopped asking people for help, which meant I just stopped talking. But my co-workers are not dumb people, and read between the lines very quickly because I'm usually very chatty and full of questions. I made sure they would not get heat for anything that was Carl or Ryan's fault, and I got the same courtesy back. Like one time I very politely asked if anyone was providing the project updates for my project to a meeting I wasn't invited to, and the project manager asked if they should invite Ryan. I shrugged, and so of course Ryan gets invited. Because I never just shrug. Ryan doesn't bother going, so next time I'm in a big meeting with some higher-ups, I bring up that there was a problem with my project that another team had to solve, and the CEO demanded to know why this wasn't brought up sooner. And the project manager sees his cue and says, "Well, we added Ryan to those meetings." You get the picture. I was slowly making it clear that everything had to go through Ryan, and I was no longer involved. About 6 months in, Carl feels Ryan is ready finally to fly solo and goes on vacation for a month. And while Carl is out, Ryan gets put in charge of putting together some kind of plan for our team. Normal, who does what kind of thing? I'd usually help out since I knew what everyone was working on and had done the previous plans with previous bosses. No one else on the team has done this before, but Ryan did not like me, so doesn't ask me. Ryan is messaging the project manager non-stop, who just sends him the same guidelines again and doesn't bother me. Even going as far as telling me he won't bother me with this. So I sat back and waited, watching, not asking anyone for help or talking to anyone about it. First, Ryan sends frantic messages to the whole team, dozens an hour, telling us to do very conflicting things to fill out this plan. Then Ryan has a brilliant idea not to make a plan at all, even though everyone is given a template that they must fill out. Then backtracks and makes a giant list of every possible thing we as a team could be working on, but still not using the template. 1 week and 1 million panicky messages later, Ryan has to present the plan to the higher-ups. And it just so happens the project manager shifts the time of the meeting at the last minute, and so I somehow accidentally miss it. Now, no one can think I had anything to do with it, which is great because I get the most glorious messages while it's happening in real time. Calling it a crazy show and train wreck, and one person even said it was the worst meeting of his career. If Carl's intention was to not let the company know how incompetent he and Ryan were, well, now it was very clear to all 200 of us. And no one is going to ask why I'm leaving the team. Next story. Be careful what you throw out when you're fly tipping. Last year we had a major fly tipping problem outside of my workplace. I work out of a unit at a farm and a lot of stuff gets dumped outside our gate, but because we're literally in the middle of nowhere, the council don't want to know, so it's up to us to get rid of it. One day I went to work and my boss was furious about the garbage that was dumped outside. While helping him load the truck, I discovered something interesting. An old box that was used for a parcel with a name and address on it. I kept it handy and continued cleaning. Afterwards, my boss asked me to take the truck and get rid of the rubbish at a recycle center. I say yes and I leave. But instead of going to the plant, I headed to the address on the box. I arrive at the house and see that nobody is in, so I back up onto the driveway. And I press the tip button and unload all the rubbish all over his nice lawn. Afterwards, I grabbed the box from earlier and wrote in a black marker, "I believe you dropped this, so I returned it to you." And I left it outside of his door. Don't know what happened afterwards, but we haven't had a single fly tipping problem ever since. And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.